The last design principles we will cover are contrast and colors. Other terms we will cover in this video include size, value, and type. Contrast occurs when elements are different. The greater the difference, the greater the contrast. On the basketball court, one pro team looks much like another, but send a few of those players on a stroll down any major city street and something becomes apparent. Those players are much taller than your average guy on the street. That's contrast. In design, big and small elements, black and white colors, squares and circle patterns can all create contrast. The key to working with contrast is to make sure the differences are obvious. Contrast adds interest to the page and provides a means of emphasizing what is important or directing the reader's eyes to a product. On a page without contrast, the reader doesn't know where to look first or what is important. Contrast makes a page more interesting, so the reader is more apt to pay attention to what is on the page. Using fonts is one place to add contrast. Type contrasts can utilize size, color, value to create contrasting typographical treatments. Add bold or italics to also create contrast. You may want to mix large type with small type. Combine sans serif with serif type to create type contrasts. Set portions of text in contrasting color or varying values. Contrast in font choices adds in readability by making headlines and subheads stand out. Changes in type alignment can create contrast, as does type spacing, such as extreme kerning, which is the space between letters in headlines. Playing with the size of big and small elements of the same type or different colors of the same type can also create contrast. Contrasting white space is another method to help control the message by using contrasting type. The relative lightness or darkness of two elements to each other can create a contrasting color value and draw attention to the call for action. Whether with shades of grays or tints and shades of the single color, the farther apart the values, the greater the contrast. Contrast in values shows what is important by making smaller or lighter elements recede on the page to allow other elements to take center stage. Be mindful with the value of contrasting colors as well, using harmonizing, primary, complementary, secondary, and opposite colors on the spectrum to create contrast. So when it comes to contrast, size, value, and type are areas to play with. Color is also a key factor in adding contrast to your design pieces.